This is a Ryan Furman 2018 deck profile of my updated Red Dragon Archfiend deck. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below, or anything that could help with the deck. This deck doesn't really play link monsters like that, and we're gonna start. Starting with the main deck, 2 Link Slayer. He's a good boy. You pitch up to 2 cards from your hand to pop as many spell and traps on the field. This has come up quite a bit because of Sky Strikers and other stuff like that. And he's at least a threat that can be answered. And he's a good synchro target at minimum. Next, 2 Primitive Butterfly. If I have no monsters on the field, you can summon him. If once per turn, you can increase the level of all bugs on the field by 1. He's the only bug that I play, so therefore, he's only getting the buzz. It doesn't really matter. He's just a better synchro target, although his stats are not the best. And 2 Wandering King Wildwind. He's if I control a fiend type tuner monster, which almost all my tuner monsters are, you can summon him. And I can banish him from my graveyard to summon, to add a tuner from my deck to my hand with less than 1500 attack points, which are all my tuners. 2 Goblindenberg. Remember when I said I didn't like Red Sprinter, little no monsters clause? I took him out for this. If you if he's summoned, you get to summon a level 4 or lower monster, but he goes into defense. Truthfully, I would run 1 him, 1 Sprinter, because he actually he chain blocks Red Resonator out of his effect, because he goes into defense when he does use this effect. A new addition to this deck was 2 Junk Forward. If you can, similar effect to Link Slayer and Primitive Butterfly. If you control no monsters, you can summon him from your hand. The reason why I run him instead of Magical King, I actually run, there's something in this deck that King would stop me from summoning. If I just ran King, I run him now. There. Although the level modulation effect was nice, this is a more prudent free summon. And 2, good boy, Battlefield. If you take a direct, summon him. If he leaves the field, he's banished. When you take a direct, he ends the battle phase. You summon him, end the battle phase. He's a good boy. Now, we're going to go into tuner monsters. This is a synchro-based deck, so if you don't expect this, go somewhere. 1 Flare Resonator. You should use on a synchro material. Whatever was used as material goes up 300 attack. This ends up in a 33 attack Scarlight, 33 attack Hot RDA. Then good shit all around. Good shit. Creation effect, Creation Resonator. If you control a level 8 monster, you can summon him from your hand. He is useful for not only double tuning, but he's for a later card that I'm going to show you, and another tuner in this deck, another free summon. Also, this boy is not once per turn. This was before Konami even dare put once per turn on stuff. except Firewall Dragon, because Konami. 2, Best Boy, Red Resonator. If you normal summon him, you summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Another reason why is not dead weight in this deck. Another reason why Junk Forward is not dead weight in this deck. Because if I accidentally summon him normally, this boy right here. Good times. Get more tuners onto the field, you do more synchro shit. Fanciness. 2, Synchron Resonator. If you control a synchro monster, you can special summon him from your hand. If he hits the graveyard by any means, you can you can add a resonator from your graveyard to your hand. If this lets you reuse creation, so you only actually ever need one creation resonator to play. So, another reason. 2, Effect Veiler. You really can't be in this format without no hand traps. Effect Veiler, although not the best hand trap, it's still a hand trap, and he or she is still good. Also, stop Sky Striker bullshit. 1, Chain Resonator. 1 is all you need. Stop it. Because you do not want to see him in your opening hand. You want to search him via the next card that I'm about to show you when we go to spells. Spell cards. 3, Resonator Call. This is a very important card in the deck. It lets you add a resonator from your deck to your hand. Although, yes, you will get this card ashed. So be wary about that. If people already know what you're gonna do, they're gonna ash this fast. 2, Return of the Dragon Lords. If I could summon a level 7 or 8 dragon from my graveyard, and if a dragon were to die, I could banish this from my graveyard instead. This is both resurrection and protection of Red Dragon Archfiend, which lets you go into plays and do your shit, because he's a good boy. 1, Hey Trunade. Not the best back row removal, but it's back row removal that will get the stuff that it will stop you from summoning RDA off the field. That's why I run 1. Although, in future builds, you'll probably see this out for Twin Twisters. 1, Dark Hole. It's Dark Hole. What you doing with your life? 1, Soul Charge Hollow for reasons. And it's a synchro deck. Why are you not running this? 1, Twin Twisters. Obvious reasons. 1, Reborn. Could be, wish it was hollow, but it'll do. 1, Red Screen. Another way for me to stave off attacks. And if I have Red Dragon Archfiend or Scarlight, because he's treated as Red Dragon Archfiend. If you saw my earlier video of the first build of Red Dragon Archfiend, this was in here.
Are you getting paid?
1, Call of the Haunted. And you resurrect a monster.
You have YouTube account? Machine Woody is getting paid.
2, Mirror Force. 2, Mirror Force. It's a trap. It's a thing you play. My Mirror Forces are hollow. Keeping it blinging. Keeping it blinging. 2, Red Reboot. A very freaking risky card to play, but you play it especially against Altergeist, because this shit will stop them in their tracks.
Why you have to say shit?
When you activate this card from your hand, you lose half your life. But when you do activate this, whether on your field or in your hand, and you would negate a trap, set that trap. Your opponent sets another trap though, so you have to kill them now or you are going to get screwed. And they can't activate no more traps until the end of their turn. To compulse, Thunder Dragons are a thing. Thunder Dragons activate their effects when destroyed. So, you find a way to not destroy them. Compulse is a good way of getting around this. I hope people start putting this in their side decks because this is a very versatile trap in this format. One judgment, it's solemn judgment. You negate shit. That's what happens. Life gets real like that. 2, solemn strike.
Finish.
You pay 15, negate a summon or a monster effect. That will probably try to screw you.
That's it. That's
Good
it.
times. Now for the extra deck. We'll start with lowest level first and go up from there, starting with Army Arm. It's weird, I run it. It's level 4, and if I happen to have him and RDA on the field, I equip it to him. Because if I control a monster, I equip it to a monster, give it 1,000 attack and a Flame Wingman effect. Nice, good anime moment times. Good shit all around. 1, Armades. It's Armades. When is Armades ever bad? If he attacks, your opponent can't do shit. Good.
Why you have to use shit?
Two, Red Wyvern. Most of my stuff hasn't really changed. One of these is living for Red Rising Dragon when it comes out. So, yeah. Level 7. This is another card that probably will have a high replacement option. Is going to be
Okay, finish.
this Chaos King Archfiend, a Fiend Tuner, 1 or more, whatever. If he attacks, flip the stats. This might leave for a Black Rose Moonlight Dragon as soon as I can get one. So, yeah. Level 8. We have 2 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. During your main phase 1, you nuke the front board. He can only attack during the turn, but that effect is moot. And 2 of my good friend, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. One of these is from Duelist Guardians. Please, I'm sorry. Duelist Guardians is a bad set. Please forgive my stupidity. But when he's on the field, he's treated as Red Dragon Archfiend. And once per turn, you can kill everything special summon with less than 3,000 attack points. And unlike his effect is actually more beneficial if you need a push for that last bit of damage, because the new time rules, which I have a lot of words to tell you about those. Level 9, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Abyss's effect, once per turn you can negate a card effect on the field. This is a really good effect that most of the time I end up keeping him on the field for quite some time. And he can ride you to win. He can ride you to W if you have enough stuff in your hand, a good amount of traps. Think forward, don't think back. 1 Hot RDA Bane, the level 10 evolution. When he's on the field, you contribute 1 Red Dragon Archfiend to summon. You contribute a monster to summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. You're gonna tribute Abyss just to start establishing a board and pushing your offense. Level 11, Star Eater. I like him. I really do. If you saw my last video, he's just another push card because I do have a lot of defensive things in this deck. Level 12. Oh, another level 10. We're gonna go into our double tuning monsters now. Him, Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. Tyrant's effect is nuke the board, nuke the whole board. But he can only be synchro summoned. His summoning conditions are more lax though. During main phase 1, you can nuke the whole board, only he can attack, and during the battle phase, he can negate a spell or trap and get 500 attack. But if you're nuking the board, that second effect you're rarely using. Level 12. Now we're going into the big boys. We're going to the first big boy, the OG double tuning Red Nova Dragon. 2 tuners, Red Dragon Archfiend or Scarlight, unless they effect Veiler you. He gains 500 attack per every tuner. By the time he comes out, he's gonna be pretty big. Can't die by card effect, although that don't really mean much. I don't even summon him that much anymore. I don't want to take him out though, because he's just a secondary double tuning option. And if your opponent were to attack, I don't know why, you can banish him to negate it, and he'll come back during your next standby phase. And here's the one that I actually do summon a lot and is like my game ender. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. King Calamity is 2 tuners and a Dark Dragon tuner. The Dark Dragon. When he hits the field, you freeze all other card effects. Which means, and this effect cannot be negated. This means he's coming out and there's nothing your opponent can do about it. When he attacks, Flame Wingman, he's going to deal the damage, he's going to deal the attack as damage to your opponent's life points. When he would leave when he's destroyed, you can summon a level 8 Dark Dragon, and I like him. Side deck. Side deck. 1 Called by the Grave. You need stuff against hand traps. Called by the Grave is really good for that. 2 Chaos Hunter. It's she's really good. She stops cards from being banished, which is a big thing for the Trickstar matchup as well as the Thunder Dragon matchup, because it'll slow them down quite a bit. 2 Skullmeister, because all the Thunder Dragon effects activate from the graveyard, so you need a ways to stop them. Shared Ride, I don't run as much as I used to because this isn't Zodiac, and even though you still kind of need to run a Shared Ride because draw. What I do still run is this, Mistaken Arrest. If you activate this, your opponent can't search the deck till the end of your next turn. Good shit. Stops most decks. 2 Santa Claus. It's Christmas time. Give them a Santa Claus. Ho ho ho. But they get a draw. If they get a draw at the end of the turn that he was put. So kill him before you do anything else. The more permanent version of Mistaken Arrest, Mistake. At times I would use this just at 1 because I actually do need to search my deck as well. So yeah. 1 Trap Stun when Red Reboot could be a little more would be a little dangerous for me to play. And 2 Herald of the Abyss.
Finish.
Because you will get wrecked by Thunder Dragons if you're not careful. You have to think ahead and make sure that you know what you're doing before going up against that deck. I faced Thunder Dragons online. It's not really that. This has been a Rodney Furman 2018 deck profile. Subscribe to Nanashi, and what up? Don't feed the Yao Guai. Wait, Emgo does that. I'm sorry, Emgo. Please forgive me.